hey, I brought you all the way here to let you know that, our pet pig, I'm in love with him. It's like, what? Hello, everybody.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Welcome to another episode of Talkin' Shit with your host Amanda
and I'm Prodigy Que.
And then this crazy little boy is Teddy. For all our audio listeners, you could probably hear him making noise right now. This is my new puppy.
Yeah,
so
it's like he go crazy every time we start the episode. And then by the middle, he's knocked out. So as you can see, he's rowdy now, but I'm sure by the time we get going, he'll be asleep.
He just needs constant attention,
Yeah.
so that's why you'll see us both petting him throughout. But it's fine.
For sure.
So today's episode, we touched on it a little bit in our last episode, but we're going to talk about reality TV.
Absolutely, yes.
Kind of go through the history of it, what we, like, don't like,
Right.
whatever, and share some interesting ones that I found that I had never heard of before. So just to kick it off, I do want to talk about kind of the pioneer for reality TV. Now, this is according to the Wikipedia website. Give credit where credit's due. So a show called Candid Camera first aired in 1948.
Oh, really?
So,
okay.
Yeah, and
I've seen old versions of that because they did a new one, like, of course, like recently. I don't know if it's the exact same thing. I guess you're gonna let us know what that show was about, or.
Yeah, so they broadcast unsuspecting ordinary people reacting to pranks.
Okay, that's what I thought. And the one that they updated, like, it's still old in itself now, because it was like, I think that's like, smile, you're on Candid Camera. That was the thing. But not the 1940 one. I don't know what that one was.
I don't know what that one was.
I know
either.
this was like, I don't know, sometimes in the 90s, early 2000s, I think, something like that. I remember it used to come on. But I remember like looking it up because it was like, you just randomly look up things from the past. So, and then I think it took me to the old ones, and I was like, oh, this was already a thing.
Yeah.
So I guess that was a reboot of the 40s version.
Yeah, which is wild to think it went that far back, actually.
Yeah, right. Seriously, right? That's what I was like. That's what maybe it might be a different one, but no, it's the exact same premise and idea, which is
Unscripted started in the mid to late 40s because there was a show before then called Queen for a Day. It was more reality based and Cash and Carry, but then like the prank show, the ones that were like the most used to, then Candid Camera.
Right, it's so crazy because I mean, now you say it, I think about it. I never really think about that as reality TV, but I guess in the way that we know it.
Yeah. Of like ordinary people.
Yeah.
Well, now it's changed. I was gonna say unexpected type of thing, but now it's more scripted than it used to be, for sure.
For sure.
I am interested to go back and try to find some of those and watch them and see how they compare. Because that really was, from everything I found, so correct me if I'm wrong, but from everything I found, that was actually fully unscripted.
Yeah.
And it would be cool to see people's real reactions and to know that they were real reactions.
Right.
Whereas now it's like a question of like, I don't know if that show is scripted.
Right.
I don't know how. Ow!
How much
That hurt.
How much they've
Sorry, audio listeners, my dog just his play bites with me are getting harder and harder, and I'm trying to figure out how to stop them. So, okay, go ahead.
We be playing so much that we just, you bite me, we start to getting it. No, it might be that hard, but it's be really interested in seeing like how I wonder if they have like the same things where they have to like let the people in know, in on it? No. Which is another thing, like where they be a script and stuff, I be wondering, like,
well, that's
do they
part
tell
of
people
it.
like, hey, this is how you should react, or hey, we need people to act surprised? Or do they really?
Not always though, because I do know. So one of my friends talked about how like they, got stopped in the street in New York for one of those shows, but they didn't know it was a show, or like they didn't know that it was any of that until they saw, after they walked away, they saw people like with NDAs and stuff. And then they were like, damn, I could have been on TV.
Right.
But I was just being a New Yorker and kept on walking and ignoring them.
It's gonna be a big break. You missed it.
Man, I would love to get on Cash Cab though. I don't know if you ever watched that. I used to watch that all the time, especially there was a period of time where we had an antenna, not cable, and that was one of the shows that you could watch. And it's a reality show where this man's in a cab, and I want to know how it works because people, I think that one is unscripted. I'd have to find out. I don't know, but people get in a cab, and it's supposed to be just a regular looking cab, and they don't know that they're in Cash Cab. Right. And I don't know if it's a situation where they sign an NDA after or what, but they take a ride to their destination and they have that amount of time to win the money.
So when they ask some questions? And
stuff?
Okay.
It's like a trivia type show.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, I would love that. Would be so fun.
I wonder, what is considered reality TV? Is it considered like with game shows and stuff?
I consider them reality TV. Yeah. They're just in the game show sub genre. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like anything with quote unquote real people. Ordinary people. Anything that says this is real people, not actors.
Right. Reality TV.
Whether they are actors or not, that's for another conversation. But you need to.
And I would like to be in Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Yes, that would be so fun.
Especially right on the spot.
I've always dreamed of being an SNL.
Yeah, that'd be dope. Well, that's not.
But I don't really.
Reality TV.
Yeah, I don't consider that reality TV either. I don't consider Whose Line reality TV. No. Because they're trained. They are comedians. It's not just everyday people.
So is it just everyday people? Not necessarily, because is it depending on how? Because
well, that's true. Because there is some reality TV that
keep it with Kardashians and stuff.
Right.
Celebrities and about.
But they didn't start out as celebrities.
Who, them?
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah.
I mean, their dad was a famous lawyer and was OJ's lawyer and a bunch of different other high. They were in the know of celebrities, but they weren't really celebrities until Kim's sex tape. That started it all. He is being really wild right now. He just keeps on trying to bite my feet. Little boy. No.
That might be almost, at least they got some time for it. Time to eat.
No, it's not.
That's right.
It's about 2 hours until you got time to eat.
Did you really play for today?
Yeah.
I think about too, how long that show actually ran for and still is running for.
I know.
I'm not gonna lie, it's been really almost impressive.
I know.
And you talk about, I guess, someone with almost cult following, man. Sheesh,
And they've been able to open up so many businesses. Yeah. They've been able to afford to have failing businesses, and then they could still have a bunch of money and open more businesses. It's crazy. It's really crazy. Why? Sorry, audio listeners, if I'm ever saying some stuff. We're gonna play after this, buddy. See, that's the thing. Okay, here's a tangent. Because I don't know how to get this man to calm down, because I take him on walks. We just took a long walk. And somehow that makes him have more crazy energy rather than less. It seems like the more I play with him, the crazier he gets. But then I know he needs to like play him run around. So I'm like, please, y'all, I'm desperate for some tips. This is my first time as a puppy mom, and he's also a stray, so I need some help. He is ready. Okay. Okay, moving on. So also, this is one thing just in the industry in general, but that you've seen play out in reality TV. Like, I think they're a little bit better now as far as reality TV, but people in the industry don't get vetted enough. Like they don't do like a deep enough background check, because there was like, even in so I was looking up different shows, and Megan Once a Millionaire, I don't think I'd ever heard of it before this, but this man called Ryan Jenkins was on that show, and it was like basically a reality show of her finding the love of her life, who just so happens to be a millionaire. Right. But you know, they weren't vetted, and he was later convicted of murder, like murdering his girlfriend. Oh wow. Yeah. Was that before the show and everything? Or was it like? I think it was his ex, like, of right before the show, or like, because they talked about not checking up on him enough, because it was his ex right before the show, and they didn't know. He wasn't convicted. I don't think he was convicted though until after the show. Right. If you want to know for sure details, look it up on your own time. I just wrote down the fact that he was convicted of murder and not vetted. And that's crazy. There was also another TV show that was crazy. It's called Are You Hot? So it was a TV show that they had judges and everything, where people like walked on stage and they told them whether they were hot or not. Yeah. And like they tried to find the hottest person in America. And that was the whole show. And that's like that's like not okay. That's like live tenders. Like, yeah, it got canceled real quick, because that is like, not okay.
That's horrible. Sorry.
Yeah, this one girl, I saw her cry in an interview, and she was like, I know I'm hot. Okay, I know it.
Right. People have all kinds of problems already.
Yeah, and then that's just perpetuating this idea of like ideal physical form that's decided by the media and by society that isn't necessarily real.
Absolutely. And if you want to hear more, go to episode 2 when we talk about body image.
Yes!
Talk all about it.
We do. Good job with the plug. And with stopping me from going on a big tangent. There was also a show called Superstar USA. And one of the producers said it was like a Make-A-Wish project. And was like, and then later had to apologize to Make-A-Wish because it wasn't at all.
So is there like makeovers and stuff?
No, they got unsuspecting people to audition, but like the premise was that these people thought that they were good at singing. It was like an American Idol type. The people thought they were good at singing, but they were actually looking for the worst singer in America. And so they were hyping up the worst people and being like, you're amazing, you're great, and like, so then they'd be all excited, just to like, behind the scenes, the whole premise was finding the worst one.
Right. And then to say that this is just like the American Wish, there's nothing like that at all.
That is not okay.
Right. What dreams we make? Oh my gosh. You ain't making dreams come true over here.
And I saw a video of, I think it was one of the producers, but someone higher up in the company, and they were like, the question was like, what would you say to people who have a problem with this show or something like that? And then he just flicked him off and was like, fuck you. Like, y'all were real bold on this one. Real bold. So that was like some of the wildest ones that I found. I also saw another clip of and I do want to give some credit. Some of these stories I learned from Watch Mojo. I love Watch Mojo. Yeah. Shout out to them. So they're like give a lot of quick videos, and I've learned about different pop culture things that I didn't know from them.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So, Black Lady.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. I watch her videos pretty often actually. They get me with the titles, and yeah. So I don't remember where I was going. Oh. I don't know. You know, okay. So have you ever dressed up? This is not what I was going to say at all, but have you ever dressed up for like Halloween or for an event as a reality TV star?
No, not as a reality TV star, no. Of course, a lot of celebrities type of things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. People who probably needed their own show. Well, I mean, they've done some documentaries and stuff. Does that count?
Yeah.
Reality
Who?
TV. Of course, Michael Jackson. Of course.
Okay, but he's not a reality TV star.
But he did. But his last documentary, was that the one that got him in trouble. He, dangled the baby over the balcony, and then the one where he brought him his last child molester case, even though he was acquitted of all charges both times. Just throwing that out there too. And that's my guy. But
I believe victims, so I'm just inclined to believe it. I hope it isn't true. I'm inclined to believe it, but that's a whole different subject.
Okay. I always thought it was paid though. Personally, money.
I think they were paid off to be quiet. See, that's what I'm thinking. But
hey.
Yeah.
And that one is Mike Jones. 1 year.
I feel like I know that name, but I don't. It's not registering. What's he from?
He was a rapper though, so he's not. He was a celebrity though. He's not even.
Okay, these aren't relevant.
I know, but you asked, I say no. I'm just talking about like real people who I'm just.
Yeah. Okay,
right.
So these are mine.
Wait, mine? You these?
Yeah, there were two different ones. So one was for ThesCon. If you're an actor, you know what that is. It's like a convention full of high schoolers doing a bunch of theater, basically. And for the dance, I went as Dina, and my friend went as Snooki.
Oh, really?
And we were the meatballs.
Yeah.
So that was really fun. And then the other one I did when I was like super young, probably too young to even watch this show, but I did. I dressed up as Flavor Flav one year for Halloween. Let me point out before any minds start turning, I always knew from a young age that blackface is unacceptable. I did not do that. I just had a big clock and put my hair back. Okay.
Let them know, right?
Yeah, let them know from the jump.
No. On the sea.
Yeah, but I did, and I specifically remember that, I played soccer growing up, so I remember we usually had a practice where, like, around Halloween, if you wanted to wear your costume, you could. So I remember running around with that big clock on my chest, playing soccer, and I don't know how I didn't break it. I don't think I broke it. But I never knew where it went, so maybe I did break it.
It's so crazy because I wanted 1 year to go as Flavor Flav too, but I couldn't get all the things in time and stuff. So
I really just had the clock.
Yeah.
I did.
That is so funny. And which in itself was a really good, I think, show for the reality TV culture.
Yeah.
That definitely...
there were a lot of spinoffs,
Definitely a lot of spinoffs from him. And then a lot of that idea also took off, I think, to a lot of the dating shows that we do see now. I do think he was definitely a pioneer in that. And he definitely, brought one of the greatest talents that we know to this day, Miss Tiffany Pollard, a.k.a. New York.
Yes.
The greatest reality TV star, and probably coined reality TV stardom. I think she's like one of the biggest reality star people that really like appear and make it a thing. And for her to even have as much of a career as she was able to build, literally just from reality TV too. So I think reality TV does have its place and its mark. We was mentioning earlier again from like last episodes with some of the things that some of those stars go through afterwards. And how they're perceived, or even though, like I said, for her, she did it well. She wore well and created a whole brand for it and behind it. So I think we do it that way. It can be beneficial, and so many other have done so. Like I say, you mentioned, Snooki and all of those. I mean, for that whole series, I mean, they had spin-offs of their own shows, collective reunions. Let's do it over here. From Jersey Shore to I think went to a couple places, outside the country and stuff.
Yeah.
And did some of those things and talk shows. I mean, they've done
so much.
So much.
Like they really have done a 180 on like where they came from, where they're at.
Yeah. And I think it also again show how reality TV has a place for like stardom. I mean,
but I think that's why people accept the minimum wage rate to get paid on those shows without realizing that a lot of them will push you to get drunk and all that stuff we covered in the last episode. But I think that's why they accept it, because they think that they will be the star.
Right.
But it's very hard, because it not only depends on your personality, but it depends on how it's edited.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, they want the views and stuff like that. So again, it's the biggest thing is what the producers do in order to hype up certain situations or edge on certain kind of rivalries and stuff sometimes. To get people to maybe say do things that they might not, or small situations that they probably normally circumstances would have kind of let maybe blow over or whatever. It's no, you need to egg this on, we need to put more fuel to it. So people got all kind of things, fights and all kind of real stuff been happening on these shows.
I was watching one today. I wish I remembered the name of the show, but I also don't. I feel bad calling it out because it's pretty tragic. I was watching this one where this girl told production she had to go to the bathroom, and nobody let her go to the bathroom. So then it might have been Flavor of Love, but then she defecated on the ground right then and there, and everyone started smelling poop and was like, "What's going on?" And it's that's what's crazy about those conditions too. It's I would not make it on a reality TV show. My bladder is too rude. And I would tell them, y'all ain't gonna get nothing from me until you let me go, and I can run and be right back.
And it gets competitive in that too, like you were saying before, because now it's okay, I'm trying to get that stardom. Now I have to do things or instigate stuff so I get that FaceTime, so I get that camera time. And so, like I said, it does make you really think how much of this stuff, like you said before, it really is real, forced and or scripted.
I watched, so the main ones that I watched were Bad Girls Club, Flavor of Love, what was that show on MTV where they had the bus and it was a dating show? And the one where the parents pick the person. I've watched those. MTV used to have the best ones. They did have the best ones. And then VH1 had some really good ones too.
I used to watch a lot of ones on VH1. And then MTV was the
and
Real
then of
World
course
was a big thing. I think that is also one of those iconic,
that's one of the pioneers for sure. They had so many seasons too. That was one that I wanted to be on.
I did want to be on that one too. I did. I thought about too. I was I could do that. And I was thinking about even myself, what kind of persona would I want to be on the show? And I'm and they did a lot of, like I said, a lot of things with the Real World too that I have always admired. With dealing with certain issues or certain topics, across the board that people really, really things that people really going through. And I had always admired that show for that. Because it used to be really good. I used to really tune in like a lot to see what was going on. Like I said, thought about those houses, and I think for those shows too, I know that they never got paid well for those. But again, at that time, I always thought that was again the premise. Like not that you really get paid for those shows, more so than it was the opportunity of being on those shows. Is how I always looked at it anyway. Because you go for 6-8 months, whatever the case may be, however long it was going. And then you have your food taken care of and your housing. You think about you don't have to worry about none of those things, and obviously they was having a good time. Like, but
you don't know. Like, here's the thing. Think about it this way. So leases end at a certain time. So you could get that call to go on that show and still have to pay your rent back home. So, like, minimum wage does not cut it. Yeah, right. Like, I'm not saying they need to make them rich from that show. Like, they need to pay them so well that it's, of that. But I think, $15 an hour, $20 an hour, something, like, reasonable.
But what is that based off of what someone using is supposed to be 24 hours? Because they're there, they live there. They live there for as long as they're there, so it's like they're filming.
But, they cut off the cameras at a certain point, because there'll be shows where, like, people are about to do it, and they'll close the camera. Like, the camera will only capture so much. They'll capture a little bit in the beginning, but then they'll let them sleep. Like, they have to give them some sleep time,
So is it so you sleep for 8 hours, then you get paid for 16? I mean, I guess that's
maybe.
I guess because that's about what we do in production days anyway, 16 hours.
I think overall, like 200 to 400 a day is fair. Because it's not only like I get the opportunity part and everything, and that they're paying for housing. That's great, and they're paying for food. Like, that's amazing. But the type of situations that I feel like they get into and like have people talk about are situations where like they're giving up a lot of themselves. And like we talked about in the last episode, some people that get painted as a villain or the certain way, whether they are or not, they very well could be, but sometimes it's just the editing and what they who they decide for the season. Then that affects their livelihood. Like, they might not get a job. Like, and that it depends on what they do, where I agree and don't agree, because I mean, one of the shows that I really, really, like, my whole life until I discovered more information about the host, wanted to be on was Fear Factor.
Oh, yeah.
And then they did a one with, like, a parent and child. So me and my dad always talked about it, that we should apply, we should do it, blah, blah, blah.
Fear Factor. That was
good. Now, would I do Fear Factor if Joe Rogan was the host this time? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Look it up if you don't know, because I can make a whole episode just about that.
I don't know. I ain't gonna
lie. He casually uses the N-word and also says it with the ER. And he just like, and then like some of his other beliefs I don't agree with, for sure. He's just like, that just says it all.
Yeah, it does say it. It does say it all. Okay.
Even, and his excuse was like, some of the times he was quoting, other people said that, but we all know what that stands for when you say the N-word, so you could just say the N-word. You don't, like, saying it, taking it to that level is completely unnecessary and disrespectful on, like, even stronger than that, like, on a whole nother level. Like, it's just disgusting and disturbing and unnecessary. So.
Absolutely. Even in that context, it's unnecessary.
Yeah.
I was quoting somebody, but.
Yeah.
We would have got the premise with the quote. The whole,
Right. You could have said the N-word, but they actually said the real word. Right. Like, then we know, That's not an excuse. That's, and the fact that he tries to use it as an excuse, it just shows that he doesn't get it.
Yeah, right.
So.
Right.
Anyways, if they bring back Fear Factor with a different host, I'm in.
I think about the like Cheaters and stuff. Like that's the show that my mom
I watch Cheaters all the time.
They be like, yo, this talk about reality and then people business. Like they got the whole surveillance crew. It'd be so crazy
hear
too.
The music in my head.
It's so crazy because they like buzz people. It'd be like it'd be always so funny looking at like the 15, 20 camera people they got. And it's like all these people bum rushing 2 people caught cheating. Like I can just imagine being like plus the person you're cheating on playing like 20 other people.
That show I really do think is real and not. I think the only scripted person is the host.
Yeah, right.
Because of the amount of times that people's faces were blurred out.
Yeah, right.
That's what proves it to me.
Right, because you have to ask. You want to.
Yeah.
They do ask you. Can we put your presence?
Yeah.
So they say no. It's like okay, yeah, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Then the thing you don't see their face.
It's so crazy because they be really catching on folks.
I know.
And it's so funny because like I said, cheaters will get right in the middle of the action. Yeah, they're over here right now. Let's go check on them. They're doing this right now. You want to go?
They really do spy on them for days.
They do.
Days.
Yeah, we got one of our guys on it right now, and we can go. Yeah, they're in the middle of it right now. Like,
and they always try to say it wasn't me,
right.
But they can't get away with that.
They be like, "Yo, we got you."
Candid camera.
Got you. Don't cheat, folks. You might end up on national TV. I
don't think Cheaters is around anymore.
It is.
It is?
It is. And
oh my gosh. Okay, so I've seen it in the past few years, but I've only seen reruns.
Yeah, and
so you can tell the camera quality if it's
because they got the guy from another reality show. What's his name? Tory Guns. I don't know if he got his first name right. Because he's from.
I'm looking up Cheaters right now.
Love and Hip Hop. Love and Hip Hop, I believe.
Oh.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, it has 22 seasons. It doesn't say it's ended, so it's been on since 2000.
Yeah, they did get a new host because the past host, I think he got stabbed or something.
Oh no! His name was Joey Greco. Yeah. That's the one that I watched the most of.
Yeah.
Then the new person, I think, is it him?
Oh, this is definitely not him.
Okay, hold on.
Peter Gunn. Sorry, Peter Gunn. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. He was on Love Reality TV show. I think Love and Hip Hop. And he ended up getting out. That's who's on it now. But he go with him. Like he be ready. He'll fight him back. He be ready. But
I just got a memory of this one show that was like making the band.
Yeah, that is so crazy. I was literally listening to their music the other day. And I was just like, yo, like first of all, it was a great album. Which it was 2 making the bands. The first one was good too. I used to watch that one too. I think that was the one that made. I want to say Old Town, A-Town. They had like two songs that I didn't know. I want to say Old Town. I think it was the ones first on the show. And then of course the Diddy one. And I watched the Diddy one too. That was one. They had a great album too. It was full of drama. Making the band that. Yeah. The one with Diddy was like probably the most entertaining because
that was the one that I watched for sure. Yeah. I might have seen both seasons, but that's the one that stands out to me. The first season had started on. It was on ABC. It was like one of those, and then of course MTV picked up the premise with. And y'all remember that one? What Would You Do? Did you ever watch that? I think that was on ABC too.
Sounds familiar.
What Would You Do? So it would be people were put in positions where they had to I don't know, save someone I don't know how to describe it. So someone was going through some shit, and they were trying to find out if people would do anything or not.
Yeah.
Basically. So, yeah, it was on ABC. It says since 2008, so it might still be. Oh, wow.
Still running?
It's returning.
Oh, it is? For
2023.
Okay. Allegedly,
for 17th season. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah. But we do stand with the strike. We do. we love our writers, we love our actors. Thank you. We're not promoting anything. We're just talking about our opinions.
Absolutely. Say that.
Let's just get that clear. That's why majority of what we're talking about is old stuff. But anyways, yeah, so I guess that's still going. But I don't know if that's scripted.
There was another show, and I don't know the name because I've always ever seen clips of it, where they supposed to like ask, it's like a lie detector show kind of a thing. And so they ask them questions, and then they have like people that, you know, they lie. Like,
there's one that I watch now that's a lie detector
it's like
test.
that one, and it's like they have like, it'd be them, and then it might be like their loved one, let's say maybe like their parents or something. It's like only 3 people, and then they go through the host ask these questions, and it's like, do you think if they got it, if they gave the truth or they lied? And the other person has to say, you know, like the family member might say, like they literally might ask the person, you know, have you ever cheated on your boyfriend? And then the boyfriend's of course in, you know, one of the people, and it's like, do you think they lied? And he's like, or tell the truth. They're like, well, I'm hoping, you know, tell the truth, whatever. And then of course it comes out like it was a lie, you know what I mean? Like, and it's like it was so crazy because I ended up seeing that on another and I shouldn't really, well, this was something I seen a while back, but somebody actually like ended up unaliving the girlfriend who was on, you know, because she was doing the show, and they pretty much asked those kind of questions to her. So basically, he, I guess, was through that found out like she, of course, been like, you know, not really faithful, and it really wasn't that per se.
So he killed her. Or
he unalived her.
Oh,
because basically they aired that like pretty much on the show.
Oh my
and
God.
of course they would show the clip of the like of that scene in the show, but basically she, you know, it's like one of those things like, do you really love him? Or if, you know, it was one of those things like, if, you know, he wasn't doing something, like, would you really be with him? Or like, are you really in love with your ex? Those kind of things. And so of course all the answers was basically like, yeah, she was kind of still into her ex, and yeah, like, you know, she really wasn't like in him for, you know, with him for like the right reasons kind of thing. And yeah, and that was the saying, like, reports that he,
oh my God,
you know, he unalived her because, you know, because especially doing that on like, again, national TV, and like, especially you already knew those answers. That was not the place or time to uncover those kind of skeletons for, you know what I mean? In a lot of those shows, you know, it's like you take people on national TV to then tell them some stuff that you probably should have, because I mean, you just publicly embarrass them and then expect some people to be rational in that emotion. And like we said before, you would leave the show and people still know your face in that traffic. So now it's like, hey, you're the guy or the girl who boyfriend, girlfriend did X, Y, Z. That's again in history, and it's not going anywhere. Yeah. You know what I mean?
There was one time I remember when I was in high school that this person was talking about how she saw, like, she didn't know she was going to be on, but she saw her aunt on Jerry Springer. R.I.P. by the way.
Right. R.I.P.
Love Jerry.
Go.
I know that he, like, I watch him all the time, and then Maury too.
Yeah. The only thing about those shows, I don't know how with those particular shows I ever believed. And even now, how much of those shows were
think
actually,
they were scripted.
I think very scripted.
Sure.
There's no reality.
Very scripted.
I was like, yo, you giving people a free trip. You pay for everything, the flight, the hotel, the whole thing.
Yeah. And everybody fought every time.
Every time. Sometimes it was like.
And then the whole thing was Jerry, like when they're fighting. That's like the whole catchphrase. And then you really let them fight. And it was just like. Yeah, I know. Not even fighting for real. Like, just a little tussle. Yeah. They like barely pull each other's hair, and they're pulling apart.
And there's gonna be some of the strangest,
I want to see them scrapping.
Strangest situations, like. Oh my gosh! Like, so those things used to, like, you had to have written in order for some of these scenarios. Like, hey, I brought you all the way here to let you know that, you know, our pet pig, I'm in love with him.
Oh my God, that was like My Strange Addiction, where like I saw one with these with this woman eating mothballs. Really? Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it was like everybody was eating something. That was usually what it was. Yeah. Like I saw one with them eating coins, like all this stuff, and I'm like, what?
Yes, I don't. Why y'all got infatuation of eating?
I know things that aren't food, and it was definitely a show that needed more mental health resources.
Tissue. So when
I saw this one.
Not the furniture and stuff, and she's eating the. It's like.
I saw this case about New York Med today, where this widow saw her husband's death on that show, and they did not give consent. And they were not asked about it. They had no idea that it was filmed.
Oh, really?
And then she ended up suing them and winning and stuff. And that helped with other shows with making sure that there's NDAs and more communication, so that stuff like that doesn't happen. But I can't believe something like that happened in the first place.
Right.
That's a huge thing.
That's HIPAA violation and all.
Yeah.
That's why.
But I think it was 2006, so it wasn't as the awareness wasn't there as much as it is now.
Right. Which all those things considering has to be in NDAs. That a lot of people don't know is again publicly, and which is why again when you go to certain places and they have those signs and stuff saying, "Hey, you're being recorded," because legally you do have to give your consent to being recorded, especially in public sectors. Private property sometimes not so much, but for sure, and even with actors and background and stuff, you have to for your likeness to be used, which a lot of people don't know too. Even when it comes technically to social media, if you film people without their knowledge or their consent, they can sue you. People really don't know, but if somebody can sue you for putting them on your social media, whatever, and they could win because you didn't ask for their permission or the consent to put their image on a public platform. So people really don't know. People be careful. I tell people, don't put me on the camera because I sue. I let you know. I sue you. I let people know I sue you. No, I don't want to be on that side.
If I find one, I'll sue you too.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know. So be wary of people that you. For those people who do that, because people do it all the time.
Yeah.
Ready to pull the phone out and
just the streets and just very innocent things that could be taken.
But you can't be sued. I just want to reiterate that. So, and for those who didn't know, yes.
I do want to talk about one thing I'm very passionate about that I have a huge issue with one of the recent reality shows. So have you watched any of The Ultimatum? So essentially it's a show on the Flicks, and I'm not going to use their name because I'm about to trash it, but you know what I mean. I guess I used the show name. Whatever, I can trash it. I'm human. I have free speech. But anyway, so their first, it's about a show where essentially someone gives an ultimatum to marry the other. We're going to break up if you don't propose. The first season was very hetero, as a lot of these love reality shows end up being. Especially as a pan person, it's very annoying to not see representation for myself and my sexuality. Because a lot of dating shows are cis men and women who either are heterosexual or are put into a position to just be heterosexual. Because there are a lot of reality stars that have gone on shows like that are I'm bi. Some of them are upfront, I'm bi, I'm pan, I'm whatever. But the show is set up in a way where they can only explore that hetero relationship. So I have an issue with that. I also have an issue with The Ultimatum, the queer version that they put out. They had a cis female heterosexual woman as the host, and so it's even you're trying to act like you're giving a platform to people in the LGBTQ community, but you're not having a host that is LGBTQ. I could give some grace if that host was the same host of the other Ultimatum, but she wasn't. Yeah. So it's like you're changing hosts and you're not even going to use someone in the queer community. And a lot of the people in the cast used they, them pronouns. And they never, ever talked about pronouns. And that's one of the biggest things in the LGBTQ plus community is us like respecting and acknowledging people's pronouns, because you can't assume that based on how someone looks.
Right.
And it was just like that was a lot of issues that I know I'm not alone in. A lot of people in the community have those issues. So I just hope that if they decide to make another season, they take that into account.
Right.
Because honestly, if they don't, like, I'm not gonna watch another one at all. And also, that version was so much more interesting than the like hetero version. Both seasons of the hetero version were kind of boring to me. It was like, I'm not invested. There's only a few people I even care about, and then especially the second season was really boring. I muscled through it just to try to see if it would be less boring, but it was boring. So I just want more representation for my community. For sure. Because I just feel like most dating shows are very, very heterosexual.
That makes sense. Like, said, I was like,
I saw a show that came out, I think in 2007. It was a polyamory show. And I'm like, man, they missed their time, because I never heard of this show before, but now's the time to do it, because I feel like people are way more open to it. Yeah, 2012.
Oh yeah. Sure.
And that's why that's why they only have 2 seasons.
And like My Sister Wives, I've seen a couple of.
That's polygamy though.
Oh yeah, that is it.
Yeah, which is a whole different.
It is different thing.
A whole different thing.
It is.
And I would love to see like a dating show with polyamory in it, or at least a bunch of pan people, so you don't know who's gonna get with who. Anybody could get with anybody at that point, and that makes the stakes so much higher and so much cooler. And if anybody takes this idea from this episode, please financially include me. And also include me as a contestant. I would love to do that. Oh my god, it would be so fun. And it would be so free. Yeah, more wages. We will be negotiating that contract.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That.
And there's so many issues with America's Next Top Model too, but I did love that show growing up. Show. I watched it all the time.
I tuned into it. I really did. I was really intrigued about what they would do, and how they showed and expressed themselves through whatever the task or the mission was. So it's always really dope seeing those final images. Yeah. And like, oh, so dope.
I know that like physically it did cause some body issues things with me, but I really did love seeing like the challenges and how they did the different photos, because it was really cool, and I loved watching the makeovers too.
And I also love too
when they did them right.
When they did them right,
Because sometimes they barely did anything and called it a makeover, or they made them look way worse.
I see the few of like, why would y'all do? Like that. Like,
for real.
We'll give you this new style.
Yeah.
The old style was better.
Let me put 2 highlights in your hair and say you have a makeover.
Right. We'll shave all your hair off. Why would you do that?
For real.
To the folds. But I did like places, of course, too, where they did.
Well, the shaved head actually I was here for with a lot of them, because they looked really hot. A lot of them did. And they looked really powerful, and I think that was like the first time where I decided that at some point I want to shave my head.
People that didn't like, but they also did a lot of things too at the same time with trying to like knock down some of those barriers and barrier standards when it did come to beauty, with some of the contestants that won or that was runner up, or so I did like the fact that they were actually willing and open to giving people, you know, might be a little different or strange or had different certain looks or, you know, had different various lifestyles, and give them a platform to, you know, showcase that and kind of make that a part of like their work and in the storyline and whatever case they did as well, versus it being kind of like that one idea of the beauty standard, you know what I mean?
But still, even with that, a lot of the times, like later seasons, they got better towards it, but a lot of the times it was still a certain look with their body, like I get, and that's where like and the modeling industry in general loves like a unique face, but they don't necessarily support a unique body. So it's not necessarily the show's fault. Like they're, you know, they did contribute to what was already there, but those things already existed, so they were just living in the world that existed. So yeah, it just. There were some great things. There were some bad things. Right. Still an iconic show.
We were rooting for you.
We were all rooting for you.
Forever will be.
And that was
history.
And that was one of the worst times she like went off on someone too. And then it became iconic. And then she was like, when my mother goes off on someone over this, that means she loves him.
Yes, right. Hey, we love you, Tyra.
I wanna know what your mother went off on you about.
Yeah, right.
And if she used that phrase before or what.
Yeah, right.
I just want to know. I want to know more about her mom, her backstory. We know you listen, Tyra. Hit us up.
You know it. Come be a guest on the show too. Tell us all about it.
Yes.
All about it.
Oh my God, that would be so cool.
It would though. We put it out there.
Yes, I'm gonna keep on saying that we know you listen to everyone.
Everybody. No, because you tuning in.
Maybe one day it will be true.
Right. Can't get enough of us. You know?
Yeah. I'm obsessed.
I was obsessed too. Listen to you guys daily. And I would too. I would listen to us all the time too.
Yeah.
So thank y'all.
Yeah. So like, subscribe, comment, DM, everything.
Everything. So that Mary Tyra can hear this.
Yeah. Send it to Tyra. Maybe. I don't know. Do you think she'd be pissed at what we said?
I don't know.
I feel like she'd agree at this point. I feel like there's been enough years of reflection that hopefully she could understand the points that were made.
Oh yeah.
You know?
For sure. Absolutely. Hey.
Yeah.
It's done well for her and for others. We had great careers from her.
I mean, there's a lot of people I didn't even realize. I can't remember her name right now, but there was someone that I saw that was a contestant that I didn't realize that was her start. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah, and because I immediately recognized her face. I was like, I know that girl. How do I know her? I don't remember, but I know that I've seen her in a bunch of things, and I didn't realize that's where she started from. So, yeah, it definitely has. And I think that in a way, you know, just the type of show and how it worked with their different segments kind of set up the way for RuPaul's Drag Race and that popularity. Right. Because if you look at, like, you know, what kind of segments they do, how they run things, it's very similar. It's just different kinds of people that you get to see.
Yeah, that's true.
And so I think, you know, that both shows have a cult following. And I have to believe that some of their following intermixes.
Right,
you know.
Right.
So.
And some of my favorite shows are the cooking shows.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, we'll watch those all the time.
You see what, like Top Chef, Master Chef,
yes.
and the one with the kids.
Yes.
Did you ever watch those?
That's the one where they do the baked goods.
No, I think there's like a Master Chef Kids or something.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so that was incredible to watch what these kids were able to whip up.
Oh my gosh, they be doing so much stuff that's like.
When?
How? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I can't even make a roux now.
Right, and they be really shoving it up like.
Yeah.
So are you at home?
Like Michelin stars type stuff.
How do you kids get into something like that? Like, how do you discover that they even know, like, how to make a 6-course meal? Like,
I don't know. I mean, I used to experiment as a kid. So for a few years, we did this co-op where it was like we got a bunch of food for a small price, but a lot of times the food was like very close to expiring. So then, since it was so much food, my mom let me experiment with it more. So I used to try to mix things together and experiment, and sometimes it tasted good, but I was not up on that, like, that chef level where I could serve it at a restaurant and people would like it.
I was trying to get there at various points in my life, like, you know, to follow recipes and cooking stuff. I used to bake more than anything at one point.
Not I.
Yeah.
I
used to do all the desserts.
Baking. See, I don't follow recipe. I follow recipes as far as like cooking times. But I don't like to follow recipes, so baking was never it for me because you have to be very meticulous, and it's like for real a science experiment.
Yeah, and that's what I didn't like, because it was like easy to follow, and then stuff, of course, we didn't have. Then it allowed me to be like, okay, like what can I do that's similar? Which also, by the way, is why it's really like where I cook a lot of times now is like being able to take, you know, kind of one thing and then really turn it into like something completely else. I just learned to kind of do that from cooking. Like, oh, we don't got that, so this could be a good substitute, or you know, I can use this for a sweetener or a thickener instead of, you know. So that was like a big thing.
I feel that.
Yeah, and but those shows really get me like through a lot because I watch them and really like, especially like sometimes cause, like I still do fast often, and so like whenever I'm going through moments like where I'm feeling hungry or want food, like watching the cooking show like weirdly helps. Like
that would not help me in those moments.
I don't know why, but like I can like just be seeing food, and I don't know because it comes from cooking too. Because a lot of times when I do cook, of course, like I can't eat immediately after, you know. So I think maybe that's part of it too, like because I've seen the whole process, and it's like I don't know, but
I get it in the sense because sometimes it does help me, but not if I was like fasting, like actually hungry. It helps me when I'm in those like I want to eat to be like to be busy kind of feeling. I'm trying to eat to not think about this and that or whatever. Then it will help me. But if I'm like actually hungry. That's not gonna help me at all. That's gonna get me right in the kitchen.
Yeah, I love. I guess like I said, a good master chef. Every time they do it for me, every time just see them go through it. I'm like, I'm good.
I watched like all the Gordon Ramsay shows.
I love his show. Me too.
Hell's Kitchen was so good. I watched this clip like a few weeks ago. It was the funniest thing where they had this challenge where like they had to jump off the roof. It was like one of their first challenges or something. They had to jump off the roof into like, you know, the stunt people. They have that little poofy thing that you jump on or whatever. So they had to do that. And 2 people went, and like everyone else was like freaking out, but they were about to do it, and they were whatever. And then he goes like, haha, JK, these are stunt people. You don't have to do that. You can go in the kitchen. It's all right. It's like there were some people that were definitely going to do it, but most people were like,
right, like what?
I might die.
What?
Yeah. And I wonder if that they always were going to do that as a prank, or if that was a real idea that they discovered they legally couldn't do or something.
Oh, you're right. Right.
Like, I want to know the backstory and how that happened.
We want to see how dedicated they really are if they're going to jump on this building.
Yeah. You know, those trips were always good. The prizes were good, and the punishments were always rough.
Yeah.
So.
I love the shows. Like, he was so raw with it. And those shows are always good. Like, I literally... like binge watch his shows. Like, like they're good. I mean, want to know like who's gonna win it all, and who's gonna be the best, you know, the best cook at the end, and it's always really good, of course, to see the end, and you know, that all of them have like this story, and so you kind of be rooting for almost everybody.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, and then finally the person that wins, he's like, oh, you know, they kind of deserve it. Oh, you know, some people I be able to know though. Some people I be able to tell. Like I see what's going on.
Yeah.
You know.
I love that. That's one thing that's really fun about like contestant shows in any form, in game shows or anything. Like, I love being able to predict it and see if I'm right.
Yeah. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mm-hmm. You can still like the singing shows, reality TV.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those.
I used to watch Voice all the time. I haven't watched them in a while though.
Yeah, I haven't seen them.
And then I, you know, obviously grew up on American Idol.
Right? Yeah. That's a big one. Yeah.
That started all the singing
all
shows.
Of them, yeah, I used to actually follow them too.
And I still will sing "Pants on the Ground,
Pants
on the Ground, looking like a fool with your pants on the hat, with your gold in your mouth, hat turned sideways."
I think talking about reality shows, I think I did go as him. I went as him. I did.
Yes.
I went to Halloween as him with the backpack and all. I did. I sure did. I forgot
That's
about
hilarious.
that. I did that all day. People asked me, "Who are you?" The pants on the ground, dude. Pants on the ground, dude. Pants on the ground. Oh, yeah.
Iconic. I feel like I heard something a few years ago about him not being here anymore.
Oh,
so
really?
I think R.I.P. and if I'm wrong, sorry. I'm gonna say pants on the ground. Where you at today?
Pants on the ground.
Where is he now?
Y'all
Is he
don't
in
know.
the ground? I don't know.
If y'all don't know what we're talking about, listen, just look up old clips, American Idol clips of that.
Yeah.
Oh, this was so ready.
Oh wait, no, I think he's still here.
Okay, good to know.
His name's Larry Platt.
Come on, Larry.
Go up, Larry.
He's still performing. Different voice, but that was like the.
And he's he does a lot for civil rights.
Oh,
and yeah.
Oh, that was that.
He's done a lot.
And the other guy, the She Bangs guy. He was saying
She bangs.
Yeah, she bangs, she moves. It was like a I don't know, like an Asian guy.
William Hung.
William Hung, that was the one. Yeah, he was the guy.
I feel like I vaguely remember this, but this wasn't as iconic in my life as Pants on the Ground.
What?
Because I watched that in real time. That was when I used to watch it.
Yeah, but like this dude ended up being like, I guess you could say he might paved the way. Him, like he did big, like went big, like this. He went big from that. Like
what?
I think he actually had a song. He ended up being like in stuff.
Yeah, it was from 2004.
Yeah, like that. He was the pioneer. We hung.
Okay, I'll definitely have to watch this.
Yes, it's dope.
Yeah.
Just thinking about it.
Oh my god.
Great. As soon as the camera is done, we got to just watch it one time.
Yeah. Once this is done, I'm for sure gonna watch
it's
it.
Great.
Yeah, y'all go watch it on your own, and we'll go watch it. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, they even Business Insider published something about him in 2022.
He did big. I'm telling you, he was like his audition and stuff.
He looks crazy. So adorable in this picture. That's so cute.
Yeah.
I love when I see people with like the most pure joy on their face. Like absolutely. You can really see they're like living in the moment and grateful and like surprised and excited.
Which is why
it's the purest.
What is that? AGT always gets me. America's Got Talent gets me. Because the joy in their faces all the time.
Anytime I watch one of their videos like on YouTube, I cry.
It's so crazy.
Boo-hoo cry.
Because I like play stuff, auditions like from it when she's around, and it's like, and part of me almost at this point kind of do it purposely too, because I just want to see.
Because you know I'm gonna cry.
At one point, would look, and I'm talking about sometimes before they even start, I look over and she's already. Like, they didn't even do anything yet.
I remember there was one time where you were turned all the way, like for most of it, and then I was like trying to. When I cry, I like do this like thing with my breath, but I tried to hold it in, and I was just like. I was like slow breathing. I was like, But I was trying to be really quiet with it, and I was just like, when I say buckets down my face, like buckets, snotting in my shirt, like everything. It was bad.
It just turned. It was like,
and that's every time I watch those videos.
They're really good. I watch it too because they get me too. Like, I'm not gonna lie. They, especially again when they get like the golden buzzers and stuff, or they have
the golden buzzer.
It gets me every time. I'll be like,
I know.
You see the joy in their face. And again, for like people out there who are pursuing a dream, man, just keep going. You never know.
You never know.
Opportunity is gonna come and be there.
And when Simon Cowell does the gold buzzer, that's what drives me over the edge with the boohoo cry, because like when I see him compliment someone and do the golden buzzer, that is a rare moment.
It is.
Okay?
I love it too. I love it too.
And then like when I see every once in a while when he gets emotional, I'm like really like,
right.
Oh my god, I'm about to start crying right now.
You're such a hard ass on American Idol, and it's like now it's like you can see.
Yeah, he has softened up a little bit overall.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure. Yeah. But even then, I mean, he's not as like tough on people as he used to be. Like he's like still like he's just more respectful. I think. Respectful for sure. It's just if he doesn't think anything really nice, he just keeps it moving.
Right.
But it's still a rare moment to see him like overly compliment someone.
Right. And again, even with those things, I mean, again, reality TV, man, and giving people platforms that wouldn't have one initially, and those kind of ideas and shows. I mean, even the artists that came from those kind of shows and come from those kind of shows. I mean, they're life changing.
Yeah.
They definitely are. And
I mean,
the way
Carrie Underwood.
Yeah. Fantasia. I mean, so many like have.
The list goes on.
Goes on. It does. I mean, people who actually got that start humbly, and then to see how they've grown in their careers and or
I want to talk about Ariana Madix. Yeah, contribute to the culture is a big one.
Yeah.
But I am here. If you know the Vanderpump Rules scandal, I didn't. Okay, so basically, this couple was together for like a decade, and he cheated on her with her best friend for months. Like they had a full blown affair for months, and did it like right under her nose in the house that they owned together, and on trips that they went on together. And it was really, really bad. But that is the best thing that's ever happened to this girl for multiple reasons. Number one, the dude is trash, and you can tell in his eyes that he is crazy. And sorry, okay, I know I'm not supposed to say crazy anymore. I'm sorry, I'm apologizing now. But he is like, I would bet money if he got some kind of exam, he could be mentally insane, like deemed as mentally insane, because he just, there's so many reasons. Oh my god, so many reasons. I could go on and on. But the point is, not only did she get rid of him, and not have to be in a relationship with someone like that where she was constantly defending him when he was constantly lying to her. Like for years she was defending and telling people that he didn't cheat when he did. Like this one girl came to the restaurant that they worked at and was like, yes, I slept with him in Miami. They call her Miami Girl. And then she was like, you're lying. Like, that's not true. My boyfriend wouldn't do that. And she went hard and defended this man for years. But now she has so many deals with all these different companies, and she's making so much money. She was not making nearly the amount of money. I mean, I didn't even know she existed until this year. I didn't know about any of them, and now I stopped watching it because it started to make me too emotionally unstable, but I got up to the 9th season before I stopped, and I've already watched the 10th season, and that was in like a month and a half that I binged that, and they're hour-long episodes with like a bunch of episodes in them. It's a lot.
Wow.
But I'm so happy for her, because like I was already really happy that she was getting away from this man. I was really sad that she was going through such a tough thing publicly, but I knew that she was too good for him. So and then like she had just started a new business, and then that got booming because of this, and then she's gotten so many different deals with a bunch of different companies because of how much this blew up. So yeah, I'm happy for her. I'm sad for her that hurt, but I'm happy for her overall, and that was really good. But anyways, I think we should wrap up. We've shared a lot of our thoughts with y'all. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, and tell us in the comments, what reality show did you want to be on growing up?
Oh, and also which one you might currently watch now, or you like now.
Any feedback you have on reality TV, feel free to share it.
Absolutely.
But I definitely want to see what people remember and what they would want to be on.
Yeah, for sure.
And what if we sparked any memories back in you of shows that you watched growing up.
Absolutely.
But as always, please like, subscribe, download, comment, do all of it, share it with your friends.
This podcast.
Yes, please.
We love doing this, so we hope you guys love hearing us.
And we are very thankful that you're here.
Definitely. Absolutely.
You have no idea how grateful we are for your support. So.
Absolutely. And we're going to keep doing this. And as always, man. Listen, always, love you.
Okay. Love you. Bye.